So starting from the first device, that is the reservoirs, then various types of the pump systems use the sample injection system, the pre-column, post-column, that is the guard column, analytical column, detector system, and up to the recorder. So we start here with the first one, that is the solvent reservoirs. Solvent reservoirs, or you may say that these are the mobile phase reservoirs. The function of the reservoirs is to store the sufficient amount of an mobile phase for the complete experiment. So storage of the mobile phase components. So generally these storage containers, these are one or more glass containers or made up with the stainless steel having the capacity say minimum 500 ml or more. And these solvent reservoirs, these are also equipped connected with the degasser system. There are some degassing systems are also used. These are also needed. The function is what? To remove the dissolved oxygen, nitrogen, because these dissolved gases, it interferes just by forming the bubbles. And when the mobile phase travels throughout the column, so it creates problem in the adsorption or whole analysis systems. So generally the solvent reservoirs, these are made up with the glass, with the stainless steel, having the capacity say 500 ml or more, and along with these are equipped with some degasser system to remove the dissolved gaseous materials. So what are the ideal requirements of the solvent reservoirs? What type of the solvent reservoirs are expected? What about their function? So the ideal requirements of these mobile phase, or you may say the solvent reservoirs. Solvent reservoir, these are the containers. Again, there should not be any contamination or any reactions in between the mobile phase as well as the solvent reservoirs, that is the containers. Again, that is very important. Next part is, what about the ideal requirement of the mobile phase? How it should be? So the mobile phase must be again compatible with the instrument, because starting from the solvent reservoirs, that containers, there is a contact of the mobile phase. Again, the mobile phase passes through the pumps, injector system, the different types of the columns up to the detector system. So mobile phase should be compatible with the instrument. Say starting from the pumps, various types of the seals also used for the fitting purpose, some detectors. So the mobile phase must be compatible with the instrument. Then mobile phase must be compatible with the stationary phase. Obviously, as there is an interaction, there is a contact as the mobile phase passes over the adsorbent layer. So it should be again compatible with the stationary phase. Mobile phase should dissolve the sample and interact with the solutes. It should have that much capability to dissolve the analytes, the solutes. Then adequate purity. Obviously, the solvents, the mobile phase used in HPLC system, these are of HPLC grade. These are not the LR, that is the laboratory reagents, LR grade. These are all high purity solvents and specially designed for the HPLC system only. That's why these are, the grade is given to such solvents. These are of HPLC grade. High purity solvents are used. Then these solvents not too compressible, because with the use of some pumps, we are applying pressure. So again, it is a property of the solvent system, that mobile phase, that it should not be too compressible. When there is a flow through the pumps, it may creates problem. Then free of gases. Obviously, the solvent should be free from any type of impurities as well as free from the dissolved gaseous material. So many types of the degassers are used. in the solvent reservoirs. Many types of the degassers systems are used to remove the contaminations, that is the impurities, as well as the dissolved gaseous material. Among them, the first one is the vacuum. Among them, the first one is vacuum. With the help of the vacuum system, we can remove out the dissolved gaseous material. Second one is the distillation. A small distillation unit is equipped along with the degasser system. So to remove the dissolved gaseous material as well as the impurities. Heating devices are also used just to heat, that is the heaters. Then spraying. Some sprayers are also used to remove the dissolved gaseous material. So what are the solvent, what are the mobile phase will pass through the instrument? It should be free from contaminants, free from the impurities, free from the dissolved gaseous material. So that is very important. And the next point, that is of mobile phase. What about the nature of the mobile phase? What about the purity of the mobile phase? So it should be compatible. In short, we can say that the mobile phase must be compatible with the instruments. This is very, again, important part. So to remove the impurities, many times the solvent filters are also used. Solvent inlet filters. These are also used to remove the contaminants. So stainless steel or glass with 10 micron porosity. Stainless steel filters along with the 10 micron porosity size, the filters are used to remove the particulates from the solvents. These are used in between the injector and the guard column. There are some filters, these are also known as the pre-column filters, having the size or the porosity that is of 2 to 0.5 micron, 0.5 to 2 micron, which removes the particulates from the sample. So to prevent any type of the contamination in even pre-column as well as from the analytical column. This is very important devices incorporated along with these all solvent reservoirs. So the ultimate aim is what? Just to pass very pure mobile phase throughout the instrument, mainly throughout the columns where the actual separation takes place. So as usual, that operation in the instrument, HPLC instrument, again we can run this chromatogram, we can run this instrument again with the help of a single solvent system or more than one solvent system, that is of elution methods. What type of the elution methods are used? So again, it is very clear to you that isocratic elution process is also adopted, gradient elution process is also adopted. So isocratic means the single solvent system, the constant mobile phase or single compositions, whereas in gradient many types of the solvents along with their different compositions are used depending upon the nature of the solutes, again the polarity, non-polarity, etc., etc. So after the preparation of the high quality of the solvents, the next important device incorporated in HPLC system is the use of pumps. So first part is high purity solvents are required and to store it in a proper container, that is the solvent reservoirs. High purity, high grade, pure solvents, mobile phase are required. And again, second important thing is what about their storage conditions? So storage of the highly pure solvents is also very important. Next part, that is of next device is the pumps. So different types of the pump systems are used. Different types of the pump are used in HPLC system. Let us see first what is the role of pump. So again, it is very clear. Just to apply the pressure, just to pass the mobile phase very forcefully throughout the analytical column. So the role of pump is to force a liquid, that is a mobile phase, through the liquid chromatograph at a specific flow rate. Again, it is very important. Just not to create the pressure, but it should be again the control one at a specific flow rate expressed in milliliters per minute, ml per minute. We need to set a pressure in ml per minute. So before starting the analysis of the different types of the solutes, the mixtures in HPLC system, the conditions are very important. What about the flow rate? What about the pressure? So again here, the flow rate, it should be a control one, a specific one, and expressed in milliliter per minute. Then second, the normal flow rates in HPLC, these are 0.1 to 10 ml per minute. Generally, the flow rate is maintained in HPLC system. The normally flow rate is maintained around 0.1 to 10 ml per minute range. So typical pumps. So now again it is very important how to maintain. Can every pump system, every pump can maintain the up to that pressure or flow rate? So again, different types of the pump systems are used in HPLC. So typical pumps can reach the pressure up to 6,000 or 6,000 to 9,000 psi. Generally, the pumps used in HPLC system which generates the pressure starting from 6,000 to 9,000 psi. Flow control and reproducibility is about 0.5%. The reproducibility of the pump system is 0.5%, which creates the pressure up to 6,000 to 9,000 psi, pound per square inch. This pump should be solvent composition resistance. These pumps, the material used in the design of the pumps should be solvent resistance, solvent composition resistance, easy to change, that is a gradient type or isocratic one, or even high pressure. There should not be any explosion, there should not be any hazard. So the function of the pumps, their pressure, flow rate, and the material used for the construction of the pumps. So again, these points are very important. There should not be any composition resistance with the solvents, easy to change the different types of the elution techniques, that is of isocratic and gradient one, and there should not be any explosion, there should not be any hazard with the high pressure. Next is, during this chromatographic separation, the pump can deliver a constant mobile phase. Again, flow constant, rate constant. So it should deliver a constant mobile phase, or you can say that increasing mobile phase composition, maybe isocratic one, maybe gradient one, or maybe in different compositions. So during this chromatographic separation, so pump should deliver a constant mobile phase. Then and then there will be a clear-cut separation, or you may say that a good resolution will obtain.